Hello everyone and welcome to the return of Legacy of the Rimlen with a fresh new face joining us in lieu of Ashen. Well, maybe you might be confused. Maybe you see, wait, there's two new people here. No, one of them is just Dely. Hi Dely. Dely did a little change to their little thing. But before we get into the usual players' introductions, let's have the new person introduce themselves and their character, if they will. Milo, could you please introduce yourself for the viewers, if you will?
Hello, I'm Milo. I was invited here by Dely. I'm very, very happy. I'm a VTuber and a goblin, and I play Miroslav, who you will know as an NPC, but not by name. And yeah, I am now a player character. He is a former slave working for Lady Ophelia right now as a carriage driver.
Just to interject real brief for those who haven't been keeping track of all the NPCs of the campaign, it's kind of become almost a bit of a meme, I imagine. I always describe, okay, yeah, Ophelia and her bodyguards are there, and oh yeah, there's the carriage driver, but I haven't even designed a gender for them, so they're just there. And now they exist properly this time, with aspects and stunts and everything, all thanks to Milo.
Yeah.
I love that.
So
Yeah.
I have actually been with the campaign the whole time.
Spying and everything.
Well, at least for 30, 40-ish sessions. How long have you guys been with Ophelia? Something like that.
Probably, yeah, ages.
Long enough.
Long enough. Good point. Obviously, Milo, feel free to say as much or as little as you'd like about your character. For the viewers, you may see Miroslav's aspects, approaches, and stunts on screen. Stunts are probably a bit of a work in progress, but I don't imagine they'll be particularly necessary for this session. But we'll see how it is. Is there anything else you'd like to tell us, Milo, before we go on to the next person?
He's a former slave, and yeah, he's very adamant about not becoming one again.
Yep.
Yeah, I think that's the main thing.
I would agree in general terms. No, and obviously we'll get to know Miroslav a bit better as the game progresses. Thank you very, very much, Milo. Next, we'll resume with the typical dice established order, and the dice have determined that Show&Tell ought to go next and talk about her character. Could you please go ahead?
Yes, hi, I'm Show&Tell. I'll be playing as Anghel, a mute peasant boy. I don't remember what he did last. Oh, we said goodbye to Illona. Yeah.
And
so, yeah.
Yeah, and for context, for the non-Illona related parts, Angel's behavior was mostly, why are we arguing? Can't you see there's a more urgent situation at hand? That was most of what Angel was doing.
We're in the middle of that
yeah.
still. Right.
That's a good point.
Well, that is kind of wrapping up-ish. We'll get into it. Anyway.
Okay.
Thank you very, very much, Show&Tell. And then, of course, we would have Dely with a brand new profile picture. Could you please go ahead and introduce yourself and your character, Dely?
Yes, absolutely. Hello, everyone. I'm Dely, and as usual, I'm playing as Muninn, the traveling scholar from Brightland. They are currently the Oracle of Acesius. Lots of tears in their eyes last session. Very, very, very sad. And yeah, probably quite it would be kind of hard to go back to normal, I think, if that makes sense. Do you know what I mean? It's now we have to act like nothing has happened. You know.
I wouldn't say that necessarily. Up to your characters how Muninn and Anghel process Illona's departure. I'm not gonna say, okay, forget everything about Illona, now Miroslav's here. That's not how that works.
Yeah, that's what that isn't what I was trying to imply either. So I apologize about that. But,
Okay.
But yeah, I'm excited to get back into it though, as Dely.
Likewise. And I believe you probably speak for everyone. Okay. Thank you very, very much, Dely. So, last time, as Dely and I and a bunch of other people put it, we briefly said, not briefly, took a while, we said goodbye to Ashen and Illona. Well, as a brief TLDR, a certain goddess of discord came to collect upon a debt that Illona accrued, for lack of a better term. But other than the Illona related details, which I'd highly encourage you to check out the previous episode because it was pretty emotional. Dely also gave us a special surprise for it. All that. Leaving sort of briefly aside the Illona related details, last session began still in the midst of the battle, using the in-game term, not the narrative term, for lack of a better term, between Anghel, Muninn, and Illona, plus Anghel's companions, versus the local village priest and the missionary Bernurio over sort of trying to establish who's the most important religious figure, I guess. I'm not sure how you would call it, but also a battle to reveal the parentage of the Moroi who has been terrorizing the nearby woods. As for how that wound up, Muninn won, as you can see by their lack of stress and consequences that I just recently cleared. Words, they're hard. And as a result of them winning, the missionary fucked off somewhere, questioning their faith, and the local village priest conceded the fight, so the fact that they're the parent of the baby was more or less confirmed, but they're still trying to keep sort of their grip over the villagers, their authority over the villagers, if that makes sense. But they sort of left to deal with their own stuff because once again the baby started crying because a certain goddess of night showed up. Reminder, the baby only cries at night. So the villagers fucked off while we had Illona's goodbye. And now to sort of resume the scene, I think it might be best at the moment to start with Anghel and Muninn, just as Illona was taken away by Nyctelios, and Nyctelios revealed that, oh yeah, I can also imitate Illona, I'm gonna fuck with you in the future. So that's fun. So as the Illona and the goddess left the two of you alone, well, 6 of you alone, I guess. Let's real brief have, I think, a scene with Anghel and Muninn in the aftermath of that event, I think. Just because I don't think we had a chance to really go into that last time about how Anghel and Muninn are necessarily feeling now that Illona's gone. And then, of course, we'll introduce Milo shortly afterwards, and their character, of course. So while I go on and turn on the background music, would anyone like to start, or shall I appoint one of the two of you like I'm a teacher or something, as I sometimes do?
I think the best way to start, is for Muninn to look at Anghel, and
for Anghel to look at Muninn. Okay.
No kiss.
And Muninn would open. And now kiss. Is that what you said?
Yes.
Muninn would
we had this before, didn't we?
Did we? I don't know.
Earlier, I don't know.
I don't remember. I made a similar joke to you once, Show&Tell, when I was working on your things, but I don't remember if I did that for this campaign.
Maybe not kiss, but there was like gazes. There were gazes that were.
Yeah, we were
you're
definitely
right, you're right,
gazing
you're
at one
right.
point. Yeah, I do remember that.
Okay.
I
Definitely in
think
the right
like
mood.
yeah, it's probably at the moment sensing that there's like some kind of stalemate, like who's gonna talk first, who's gonna say something first. Unless, I mean, obviously Show&Tell, unless you disagree.
Maybe I feel like maybe there's like this shock silence a little bit.
Yeah, definitely. I think so too.
So I mean, okay, what? Go ahead.
Okay, Muninn would like try and break the try and break the ice, I think, and they would like hold out their arms like for a hug.
Or a hug. Oh wait.
Reminder, Milo, I don't think I told you this, but it's a good time to say it. Muninn now constantly smells of strong wine mixed with rot.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think Muninn definitely had forgotten about that. In this sort of gesture of like, come on, Milo, it'll be okay.
Milo.
But it's up to Milo.
You mean Anghel?
Sorry, did I say Milo? Oh, sorry. I meant Anghel. You guys know what I'm talking about. It's been a while. It's up to Show&Tell and Anghel what you do with that, I suppose.
Well, I don't know. Wait. I guess. I don't know if Anghel like goes all the way to like return the hug, but maybe he kind of lets it. You know, if Muninn like goes all the way with it, then Anghel would let it. I guess.
Anghel would be a bystander in there.
Yeah.
Muninn would probably sense that there's a bit of apprehension, and they would say like, Anghel, don't worry, it's okay to let it out, like it's fine. Not knowing like that it's not because Anghel's like repressing his emotions. It's because of the smell.
Okay. Wow. This is awkward.
To make it more awkward, all four of members of Anghel's posse are staring at him like, will he, won't he?
Oh my goodness, what has this become? I guess Anghel kind of turns his head to the side. And I guess he leans into the hug, but like really quickly.
Okay.
Pats Muninn on the back a few times and then goes back.
Fairies clap.
Yeah. Oh, Muninn would do the same kind of patting.
Okay. Anghel held his breath, by the way.
I think that would make Muninn remember and realize what was going on. Be like, okay. I see. Sorry. How are you feeling, Anghel?
Anghel signs, I can't believe this happened. Or something. Like, she's just gone.
Even with all this foresight, I must admit I'm finding it hard to grasp too. But although there's less of us now, Anghel, I think Anghel, I think it's fair to say that we should probably stick closer together. I mean, we don't have to physically sort of stick close together physically, but I feel like this has put things into perspective. Like I'll be looking out for you more.
Anghel kind of takes in.
Yeah.
Who?
A fairy wipes a tear.
Oh, okay. Wow. Anghel like takes a breath in, and is like, yeah, he signs, yeah, you're right.
Hmm.
But no killing. Okay.
Mooney would shrug that one off. I think.
Cassius will tell you, Muninn, don't promise that.
Mooney wouldn't promise that. Like, as in, Mooney
I
would
didn't
shrug.
really expect them to, but okay.
Yeah,
Them too.
Mooney would shrug and to just be like, as long as. So they wouldn't say like, oh sure, of course, but they would say like, we will do, as long as we do what is right and what is. Sorry, Mooney would say, as long as we do what we need to do to sort of look out for each other. But we need.
Okay. Anghel doesn't belabor the point right now, you know, he's not gonna by arguing. He's just like, okay.
Okay. But regardless, we can like I feel more motivated than ever to catch this like bastard that stole the orb. And we need to get Muninn would point to Anghel and be like, we need to get you to see the prince.
Yes. We have to.
And on that note, one detail I forgot to mention. I think right before you had this conversation, I think the Moroi, the baby, would have stopped wailing because, you know, the personification of night is gone, so it's no longer night, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But I think just as the two of you say that, I imagine a familiar individual would just emerge out of the forest, probably like panting and gasping for breath, clearly having rushed there. Milo, you are on deck, metaphorically.
Woo!
Mm-hmm.
Milo!
Also, now you should have control over your like little token on map if you want to like move it around.
I do. I can move it.
Okay. So, just to reiterate, Miroslav, the Ophelia's carriage driver, I leave it up to the three of you how much interaction your characters have had, rushes into the scene, clearly having run here. The floor is yours, so to say.
Okay.
So yeah, he comes running and is like, Muninn, Anghel, the lady is in danger, and Hakim is not really a help, thinking that the amorphous water blob is a pretty woman.
What?
He seems to have finally gone mad from the drinking. But the water blob, it attacked us.
The water blob?
Muninn would turn to Miroslav and say like,
I'll DM you, Deli, because the cases would tell you what it is.
okay, I have a good idea as what it could be. I thought so.
Water blob? Okay, I'm missing something.
I think if someone were to look, Muninn would be like pleased with themselves that they guessed correctly, and they would say it's a water witch. They would like kind of correct Miroslav and say it's a water witch. Anghel and I have dealt with one of these before.
Did it look like a water blob before? I don't remember that part.
At a certain point in the fight, yes, though a sort of feminine-looking blob of water.
Yeah.
It could change its shape, if you remember.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, great. We should go see what that's about.
We should. Are you? Muninn would turn to Anghel and say, like, "Are you fit to fight? Like, I feel like a fight's gonna like start."
Of course, he is. Interrupts always thirsty.
Yeah, I mean, he looks fine. I don't know. I don't remember. But he's fine.
No, I mean from an emotional point of view.
Oh, okay. I mean, yes, we have to. There's no other choice.
Don't insult the prince like that again, says Always Thirsty.
Okay.
It's
Well-
okay. I can tell some. I don't know.
I feel like Muninn would. So, if Muninn has, I don't know who had the. Did Illona take the skin of wine with her when she walked away? Do you
I think
or
Ashen
not?
mentioned that she gave it back to Always Thirsty because it was his.
Oh, okay, fair enough. In in that case, forget the skin. I was gonna give it to Miroslav and be like, look, like drink this, like you. Or I could still ask Always Thirsty if that's okay. Show and tell. Could I ask Always Thirsty for the skin of wine?
To give to Miroslav. Okay. Sure.
Yeah,
I mean,
because Miroslav
as
is
far as
like.
Uncle's concerned, yeah,
Okay.
he has no problem with that.
When he's not berating you, he is drinking from it, Always Thirsty. Also, Milo, just for context's sake, Anghel is a mute person. They cannot speak with their own voice. Usually what happens is Anghel either communicates via sign language with Muninn, or formerly Illona, or more or less by his own will, though not really, has Always Thirsty, one of Prince Charming's companions, convey what he means to the outside world. So maybe Milo, from Miroslav's point of view, up to you, of course, but maybe from his point of view, maybe it's always been Always Thirsty who's been speaking to you, not Anghel. So maybe that determines your relationship with Anghel. Your choice, of course.
I mean, he would probably, like, when he talks to Anghel, be talking to Anghel and Always Thirsty, so kind of looking between them when he talks to Anghel, like show,
Oh,
okay,
he
I'm
realizes
talking to you, but I know that this
Oh,
person
okay,
is
cool.
gonna answer me.
Yeah,
So
that
kind
makes
of
sense.
like
Nice.
that.
They figured it out.
That makes sense.
Great.
Yeah, I'd guess from like the interactions also between Anghel and Muninn that the hand gestures are Anghel's way of talking.
Yeah.
Okay.
Cool.
Cool.
Very cool.
Just to briefly mention, there's no like official sign language. The sign language that Anghel is using is one he sort of made up. Well, he and Muninn and Illona made up.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Anyway, Muninn, you are contemplating asking Always Thirsty something. If he's not braiding you, is currently drinking, as is his wont.
Okay. Muninn would ask Always Thirsty, like, get this person, like Always Thirsty, like spare some drink, will you?
Glares at you, then looks to Anghel to see if Anghel gives the order and or permission.
Anghel shrugs, but shrugs in like a way, of like, yeah, do it, sort of,
Okay.
Yeah.
maybe.
Okay, then he pulls the wine skin from his lips, like wipes it on his admittedly dirty shirt, and hands it over to Milo. Not Milo, sorry, Miroslav. Your names are similar.
Yeah. I'm sorry.
No worries.
But yeah, Miroslav would take the skin and like thank all three of them, and then take a big gulp and then give it back to Always Thirsty, and be
Takes
like,
it, inspects it to see.
we should hurry.
To see how much is left. Alright.
Yeah, you're right.
Also, you will notice that Miroslav has quite a thick accent when
fake
he's
accent?
talking. No, thick, like
thick.
strong.
Yeah.
accent.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Miroslav has just suggested that you all should hurry.
Okay.
Yeah, we should.
Yeah. Muninn would hurry.
Yeah, we all hurry.
So Miroslav would just go straight back the way that he came to where he passed the water. Where he
Yeah.
went over the water.
Can I get... Actually, Anghel, Muninn, I don't think you need to roll to notice this. But Miroslav, can I get a careful from you to see if you notice it?
That is a 0.
Okay, you are one-track mind. Anghel, Muninn, you notice Miroslav is running supernaturally fast.
Oh.
Oh.
Okay. Muninn would look to Anghel
And
like...
Miroslav doesn't realize this?
Maybe it was the stress of the moment. Never know.
Uh-huh.
Muninn would sign, that's weird. Like, that's unusual.
I mean, like, he's running ahead and we can't catch up. Like, we can't keep up.
Well, up to Milo, up to Miroslav. Like, maybe Miroslav doesn't necessarily notice, oh yeah, I'm going super fast. But maybe he does notice, oh, well, Anghel and Muninn are falling behind. Up to Milo.
He would like hurry up front and then realize, oh, the others are falling behind, and would like look back and be like, we need to hurry. Why are you going so slow?
Okay, I guess. I guess
For
Anghel
him,
would.
you're just going slow.
Anghel would maybe exchange looks with Muninn.
Muninn would nod and say, like, unusual. Yes. Like, then Muninn would sign, like, yes, unusual. That is unusual.
Miroslav, I think you might notice this because Anghel's been along with Muninn for a longer while. Are Munin's eyes glowing at the moment? White? Slightly, at least? Maybe you just imagined it.
Yeah, he would probably be like, that's weird. Going through. I think we're going through woods to the water. Yeah, like, okay, that's weird. It's kind of dark here. Why is there light on Munin's eyes? But
yeah,
he has his mind very much on have to get back to Lady Ophelia, and have to get these two to help.
Okay.
Interesting.
Go ahead.
Sorry, no, you go.
Well, my general question was just, do you guys talk about anything or do anything or anything like that while you're traveling through the forest?
What happened to Ophelia? Maybe Anghel signs. I don't know if you can sign on the way when you're trying to hurry. I don't know.
Give me a, I don't know, careful, I guess.
Okay.
As soon as you focus on signing, you like don't focus as much on your footing. So if you start signing, you maybe trip over a root or something. Kind of hard to do.
Oh boy. Yeah.
Okay. Do let me know again anything else from you guys before we go to the titular scene of the crime, so to say.
I don't think so.
I don't think so either. It was just Anghel and I like standing in the woods at the time, isn't it? And then obviously Miroslav came along. Cool. Oh, and obviously and also Angel's gang.
Yes. You weren't quite in the woods, you were close to the woods, but yeah.
Oh, okay. Is Angel's gang like keeping up, if you know what I mean? Or are they a little bit extra speedy?
The fairies would not have issues keeping up. They're quick little buggers. Always thirsty. Well, the horse wouldn't either, because always thirsty. I guess I'll roll for him. Show&Tell, can you roll me Angel's quick to see like if you outpace always thirsty? You do, not by much, but you do.
Okay. That means what?
He is behind you, huffing and puffing, because he is a bit of a plumper gentleman, so to say.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
That's your answer, Deli.
Okay, thank you. I was just wondering, like, if they had super speed too. I didn't.
No. Nobody except Miroslav.
Okay.
And not arguably the horse, but
Yeah. In that case, I don't actually. For now, I don't have anything like to say. To be honest.
Sure thing.
I mean, we're huffing and puffing, so.
Yeah.
Miroslav would actually ask them on the way how they knew it was a water witch and how it can be defeated, I guess.
Well, that's a good question. As in Muninn would say, that's a good question.
Do you need a reminder of how you defeated the water witch last time?
Didn't Always Thirsty drink the water witch?
The water witch was way before. You guys met Always Thirsty.
That could be something that we could try, maybe. I guess to answer your question, like Muninn would say, to answer your question, I mean, I know all. So that's how I knew it was a water witch.
Right.
But as to how we defeated it, and then like above board, I can't remember exactly.
TLDR, you defeated her mostly by throwing mud at her. It ties into her creation story, and it's complicated, but it works.
No, I do remember that though.
Yeah, I do.
Now that you mention it, yeah, that's really cool.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Muninn would say that. Muninn would say like, something. It's something to do with their like, sort of magical makeup or something. But last time we defeated the water witch, like we threw mud at her.
That is an interesting way to fight.
It
But if
was.
it works, then I guess we shall do that this time as well.
Well, let's hope that it works again.
Is she tasty? Can I drink her? You hear Always Thirsty say behind Anghel.
It would be cool. Muninn would say to Anghel, it would be cool to see what happens if he drank a water witch.
Anghel doesn't know how to reply to that.
Yeah.
Like, if he wants to, he might give him a stomachache. I don't know.
Muninn said that genuinely curious, but then like the expression would change, and they would say like, actually, don't let Always Thirsty do that. He would die.
Munin's eyes are slightly glowing again.
Okay.
As funny as that would be.
By now, I think Miroslav would have tried to kind of go a bit slower as to not lose the others, since he also noticed by how far away Always Thirsty's voice was. Okay, I should maybe try to keep pace with them.
Okay.
And would be to Muninn like, your eyes. How is there light in your eyes when we're in the forest?
Muninn would repeat the statement from before, and they would say, I told you, I know all. I hold the power. I hold the power of Acesius as I am his oracle.
Those words don't make any sense to you, Miroslav.
Yeah, he will look at you, nod, and just be like, sure.
Okay.
No, he won't say that, but he will just think like sure and nod,
Okay.
polite.
Yeah. Seeing this, Muninn would realize like, oh, you're obviously confused, and they would say like, look, after we've dealt with the water witch, I'll show you what I mean, and maybe I can teach you a few things.
Certainly. Yeah, let's get back to this once we have
Yeah,
made sure that Lady Ophelia is safe.
of course.
Once again, let me know if there's anything else before we jump ahead to the scene, so to say.
I guess Muninn would like maybe one last thing. Muninn would say like, for someone who was so awfully quiet before, like you're awfully chatty now, like to Miroslav.
We love our meta jokes.
Well, Muninn would ask, what is your name? I don't even know if we've asked your name.
You have not. My name is Miroslav.
Okay.
It takes me some time to talk to people.
Well,
Talking is hard.
yeah. Yeah.
Talking is hard, says always firstly behind Anghel.
It is. Well, it's good to hear your. It's good to finally hear what your voice sounds like.
Just for a little bit of information, public information, I don't know. Show&Tell and Dely, maybe you know this, but it's worth reiterating. Miroslav, I guess first and foremost, is not a Rima name, like a local name, so that maybe stands out to Anghel. But Miroslav, like, based on like the color of his skin and all that, probably a Doma who are usually slaves. Though that doesn't mean that they have to be, if that makes sense.
But it's very clear that it's a Doma. He's a Doma.
Well, that's what I said. It doesn't mean that they have to be. It's just that most people of that skin tone are.
Oh, I thought you meant you didn't have to be a
I guess
slave.
I mean both. I mean both. Good point.
Okay.
That makes sense.
As Miroslav, from your point of view, Anghel, stereotypical local. If he could speak, he'd have the most local accent of all. Looks like a rural boy. No questions about him, so to say. Muninn has a very noticeable Eastlander accent. Make sense?
Miroslav, however, has, of both of them, quite a... He thinks of you two as good people, as he has witnessed how you treated a runaway slave, not too long ago. While he did not mention anything about that, he did take note of that, and that might also be a reason why he decided to talk to you.
Oh, that makes sense. Okay, cool.
That's pretty cool, yeah.
So, as you rush in, well, again, interrupt me if there's anything else. But as you rush in, we'll do one of our more like sort of special things in that we have a proper sort of map for this encounter. Milo, don't worry, we'll like walk you through it, and it won't be particularly complicated at this time, at least.
Yeah.
So, as you can all see, you have popped up in the rightmost corner of the map, and you see what your little individual tokens see. Correct me if I'm wrong. All of you can see Ophelia at the moment, correct?
That is the one on the bottom or the one on the top?
No.
What? Sorry, could you
I-
repeat that?
I see 2 tokens, like one on the bottom in the water and one on the top in the water.
The one on at the bottom in the water.
Okay.
At the moment,
That's
I can only see.
Ophelia?
Yeah,
Oh.
it's supposed to be, at least.
I can only see us at the moment.
I mean, I see
But that's
a
probably
character I
because
don't recognize.
Okay, well, I mentioned that. I only mentioned that because, and just a brief interruption from the session. Ashen has bestowed upon us another one of her lovely artworks of Ophelia that I will also
Okay.
post.
So she is supposed to be Ophelia.
Yes, very much so.
Because we had a different token for her, didn't we?
we did.
Yes. That's the artwork that Ashen drew. The viewers can see it on screen. You guys can see it in the Discord chat.
Oh, it's beautiful.
Very nice. Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah, it's really pretty.
I will, because of this, talk about Ashen stuff a little bit when we do our shoutouts, but that's for our shoutout section. So, as you guys emerge into the scene, again, your token sees what you can see. First thing that you notice is Hakim's panicked screaming. Now, Hakim is not a character that usually screams, but you do hear like shouts of fear, like ah, and then suddenly a splash of water, nothing, then another splash, once again Hakim shouting, splash again. It's clear that it's almost like a whale playing with
Round? What?
yeah.
Yeah.
But I was thinking it's almost like, you know how killer whales play with their food, kind of like that.
Oh, okay.
That said,
Hakim was shouting with a dragon too, right?
oh yeah, but to be fair, that thing was bigger than a village. Cut
Yeah,
him
no.
some slack.
Yeah, no, I just wonder what it means about this. Like,
So, I think we ought to go in turn order. Milo, one thing about the turn orders is, well, multiple things, but just because it's not your turn, that doesn't mean that you can't speak. Like, say, currently it's Miroslav's turn. That doesn't mean Muninn or Anghel or the Water Witch can't say anything. Talking, I always interpret as a free action. Does that make sense?
Yeah, makes sense.
Okay. It's currently your turn. Do you see that there are little grids on screen?
Yes.
Each
And go one by one.
if you will, please, because
Right.
some of them may be difficult terrain, but currently you have a quick of 5. So I would translate that as 7 movement, because it's a sort of a default of 2 plus your quick. Make sense?
Okay.
So
Yes.
each turn you can move 7 and also have your typical in-game action. Or you may decide, no, screw my action, I'm going to double my movement for the turn. Okay?
Okay. Yes.
So once again, when you move, please move one little thing at a time, just because sometimes maybe you walk over a ridge that will be double movement or whatever. Make sense?
Yeah. Yeah. Fair. Okay.
Currently,
Ooh.
your turn. Yeah.
That is cool.
You have 6 movement. 5. 4. 3. 2. 1.
And here probably.
Yep, and that's your movement, unless, of course, you want to double it. You see Ophelia almost like floating on the water, like you would see perhaps a corpse. But when you approach, she lifts her head up and says, "Did you get them?"
I brought them here as fast as I could.
Well, where are they?
They should be right behind me. And he turns around and looks where Muninn and Anghel and his
Posse.
gang are.
Yeah. They you'd see them behind you. So you are aware that you have not like lost them in the woods.
Yeah.
Ophia says, Hakim's over there, pointing at the little lake up northeast-ish. That thing got him in its grips.
But are you alright, my lady?
I could use some help myself, but she's not focused on me at the moment.
Then shall I go help Hakim?
Please.
Okay. So, instead of taking an action, Miroslav would move towards where he, at some point on his way to Ophelia, saw Hakim like in his peripheral vision.
Sure.
Since right now I don't see him, but I did see him when I was moving.
Do you need a reminder about like what your actions are during a typical turn?
I can.
It's attacking, assisting, creating an advantage, or discovering someone else's aspects.
Yeah. But right now I think I would try to move towards Hakim and also yell to Anghel and Muninn. The lady wants us to help Hakim.
I think Muninn would respond like, "Okay, we're on our way. We're nearly there."
Shoto, I forgot to put them on the map, but assume that your posse is nearby you, and if you want them to assist in combat, we'll put them on screen one at a time, okay?
Okay, sure.
Okay.
Okay, so now as I use my action as movement, I have another 7, right?
Correct. Though obviously with the caveat that there may be difficult terrain. Okay, you have 6 movement.
Yeah. Oops.
5 movement.
I guess I can only move where I can see.
Yeah, you can move where you can see, but it's like a bush or a rock or something like that, case by case. In this case, it's a ridge that's in front of you.
Okay.
You have technically free movement because you're climbing the ridge at the moment.
Okay. Up.
I guess technically... No, I guess you didn't climb the ridge, so 2 movement.
Okay. Then up.
1 movement.
And up.
And that's your movement. And you see Hakim being repeatedly flung in the air by just water and screaming and plunging beneath the waves as well. You don't see the token of the woman that I put there. Instead to you, it's just more water, though it does seem like there's a shape rising out of the water. That's how you see it, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay.
Do let us know when your turn is over, okay?
He would yell towards Hakim we're coming to help.
Ah, that's his reply.
Yeah, and I think that would be my turn.
But with that said, the amorphous shape turns its gaze upon you and says, "Who dares disturb my lunch? Come closer. We have so much to talk about."
I don't normally converse with talking water.
You can see me. You can see me, it replies, sort of incredulous.
Well, yeah, you're above the surface of the water, which is not the normal shape
And you see me as
water has.
You just see me as water.
Yes?
Then I suppose I'll kill you first.
Oh my god. Jesus.
Is it
Miroslav was nice to
offensive
know.
to see you as water? He is very confused.
Understandably so.
Yeah.
In lieu of a reply, she submerges beneath the waves for a not waves, it's not a big water body. She submerges beneath the water for a moment, then appears once again as a blob of water on the shore suddenly, and rushes, I think, at you, Miroslav, leaving like a trail of, sorry, I accidentally moved you, leaving like a trail of water behind her as she tries to grab your leg. How would you defend yourself from against this attack? Oh, she rolled awfully. That's good news.
I would try to like make a sidestep.
Mm-hmm.
Since she told me that she's going to attack me, I was kind of prepared for it.
Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. I would interpret that as a quick defense. Can you please roll me your quick? Holy shit.
Whoa.
Whoa.
Nice.
Fair enough.
If you mouse over the 9, you'll see that you got 4 pluses. So pretty much the best possible roll, a critical roll, pretty much.
That's so good.
On the other hand, she got her second worst possible roll. So, Milo, do you have like... Feel free if you want to describe how Miroslav just absolutely clowns on this water witch. Not that, yeah.
He just like, I guess, jump away from the grasp, but also kind of like kick her in the movement.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So that so he's moving away and also trying to move her away from him.
Mm-hmm.
I guess.
Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. You kick her away, and water is not supposed to be this solid, if that makes sense when you kick it. But you do feel unusual resistance. Not that necessarily matters for your boot, because the amorphous blob of water still recoils from your kick. You gain an advantage. Now, before I ask you to name it, do you guys see the watery ambush that I wrote on top of the screen?
Yes.
We don't use these too often, but I figured we should use it for this instance. That's what we call a scene aspect. It's basically an aspect that defines your general environment, and you may use it to improve your rolls as you would any other aspect or advantage, just that you have to spend fate points to do it, if that makes sense. So Milo,
Makes sense.
You've definitely kicked the water witch away. I leave it up to you how you feel about it, but at the moment she doesn't seem particularly threatening necessarily, other than the fact that it's a blob of water. So with that in mind, do you have a name for the advantage that you create? And also, do you need me to remind you what advantages do?
Advantages let me, or those who use it, add +2 or reroll.
Correct.
Yeah.
If you want them. If you want to, of course.
Yeah.
It's as to how they are. Advantages are just a brief sentence or a couple words, like briefly describing what's so advantageous. Just as an example, it can be. Go ahead.
I'd call it surface tension.
Hmm?
Since he was able to kick the water and not like get through the surface, I guess.
Sure.
Sweet.
Makes sense to me. Here is your fancy advantage. Now, Show and Tell and Deli, I would ask you, just because Milo doesn't necessarily know our little homebrew, should we play with attacks of opportunity for this one, or not, or without, just because it's a bit of a tutorial for Milo?
I guess it depends. I think they're kind of relatively, like, personally, I think they're relatively self-explanatory, but it depends on how, like, I mean, Milo, if you've never played, like, D&D with them before, for example.
Well, okay, I'll briefly explain them to Milo, and I guess Milo can decide. Completely optional. Milo, we have a little bit of homebrew inspired by actual D&D, in that in these little encounters where, like, there's a grid map and you can move around. If a character moves away from another character, like say how the Water Witch just hypothetically did, not that she actually does, the character that they move away from can get a free attack on the character that's moving away from them. Would you like to play with this little homebrew rule, or shall we just play like classically, if that makes sense? Perfectly fine either way.
I don't really mind either way.
Sure. Well, the Water Witch is not going to move, so I guess we'll save it for when it becomes relevant, I guess, the decision.
Oh.
That was the Water Witch's turn. Now it would be Munin's turn. Deli, can you remind me what your quick is? Real brief.
It is. I don't know my character sheet open, so I'm just going to get it.
A 4. You have a 4.
Yeah, that's right. That is right.
So you have 6 movement. Then you may use however you wish.
Lovely. Okay. So Muninn would move, obviously one at a time. So maybe we'll once this way.
Sure. 5 movement.
1,
4
2.
movement. 3 movement. 2 movement. 1 movement. And that's your movement.
Okay. So I can on the map I can see the Water Witch, which is pretty good. Muninn would.
I imagine you would also have seen what Miroslav just did to the Water Witch.
Yeah. So Muninn was at first they would probably, like, depending on how the chronology works, like Muninn might like instinctually shout like oh, be careful, but like they would stop themselves like like, because what Miroslav did was pretty sick. And then Muninn would like be like impressed for a second, and then they would be that was just luck, like that kind of thing. As far as an action, I feel like Muninn would scoop. The thing is, the ground's probably going to be quite dry here, isn't it?
Yeah, you're on a bit of a hill overlooking the lake.
Yeah. As far as an action, then, I guess it's not really an action, maybe, but Muninn would ask in their heads to Akesius, like, is there, like, Akesius, is there, like, last time we dealt with the Water Witch, we threw mud at it, like, is there anything different with this one?
No. Just another misshapen creation of the Rima mind.
Okay. I suppose that makes things easy. We don't have to worry about, like, different strategies. So Muninn would then... I feel like I'd probably... Can I use my action to get closer?
So as movement, yeah?
Yeah. Okay, cool. In that case, I will do 1.
5 movement. 4 movement.
There we are.
3 movement.
And as long as the ground is like muddy here, then that's all.
You're still on a hill.
I was still on a hill.
Yeah, I'm sorry that the tree's obscuring it, but you need to move
Here,
1.5 more.
Oh, okay. In that case, I'll go here.
Hmm?
And we're not doing attack of opportunity, are we? Or are we? I can't remember what we said.
Your guys' decision.
We said to decide when it becomes necessary, so I guess now.
I guess now's probably the time. Yeah. Well, I'll move one here, so it doesn't happen just yet.
You are. There's mud near you. Yes.
Oh, there's already mud near me. Okay. Well, that's fine.
well, as in you have climbed down the hill.
Okay. In that case, I'm fine here. Like I won't move out of the way just yet, I suppose.
Sure. Water Witch is feeling awfully cornered. Okay. Anything else on your turn?
I don't think so. I think Muninn would. No, I don't think so. At the moment, Muninn is gonna try and take advantage of the fact that they're not the center of attention right now.
Sure. Also, brief reminder, in the previous fight against a Water Witch, you discovered its aspects, so here they are. Well, you didn't discover its high concept, and you also still have a free invoke on one of its tertiaries. Anyway. Angel's turn.
Like it's the exact same thing. Like
pretty much.
Very cool.
Okay.
I intentionally picked something you guys had defeated before as like the tutorial fight, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay. Cool. Okay, so Anghel has I think 3 movements.
With a quick of 1, yes.
So he will lag behind, as always. He goes here.
2 movement.
That's 2? Okay.
No, as in you have 2 left.
Oh, okay. Then here. Wow. Oh, shit. My computer is super slow, so I don't know what I'm doing.
Well, you did it right, but I think you spent all your movement because you had to go around a tree to get to where you're going.
But I think I'm like in the middle, aren't I?
Yeah. Kind of between.
Do I need to go back?
I dragged you where you should be, I guess.
Oh, okay.
Are you able to see properly?
No, I can't see anything.
Oh, okay. Then how about here?
I see a little more, but not a lot.
Okay. You might have like popped up in the middle of a tree trunk or something.
Yeah, it seems like
lighting.
Oh no.
Oh well. Okay, fine. Then I'll use my action as movement because I can't see anything.
Sure.
So one more here.
Yeah, you have 2 movement. Give or take.
One more here.
Yeah, 1 movement.
And 1 here.
Yeah, that will be it. You guys
Hakeem! There you are.
He's currently trying to swim to shore while the Water Witch is distracted, but he seems to be swimming awfully slow, like as if there's something keeping him back.
Oh boy.
Show&Tell, do you want Always Thirsty and the horse to participate in this fight?
Nah.
Okay. Then it is Miroslav's turn.
Since Muninn told him that the Water Witch can be defeated by mud, he would kind of try to move around it. So
1 movement.
here.
2 movement.
Would I be able to get mud from here?
Yep.
Then Miroslav would take up 2 handful of mud and just kind of shove it inside.
Sure, sounds like a forceful attack.
That is a 2.
She got a 6 to your 2, unfortunately.
Oh no.
as you turn around to shove the mud in this amorphous blob, as you see it, Anghel, you would see it as, I think, an attractive woman, as would Muninn, I think. But you obviously know what it is.
Why? Why is the difference?
Well, that's
because we know what it is.
Well, because that's what the Water Witch did before. It disguises itself as something you find attractive.
Oh,
True.
interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that, but then why does Miroslav see it as water?
Because
Well.
I leave it up to Milo to reveal that if they want.
Yeah.
Oh, he
I
has
have an
something
idea.
for water
Well,
blobs.
because there is no gender he finds attractive.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, that's cool.
I thought so.
So, could I use the surface tension to reroll?
Of course. I think it makes sense in context. I don't think you need to justify why. But yeah, you may. Can please give me a reroll then? Better.
Bit better.
That does mean that the Water Witch will not gain an advantage. So that's good.
Yeah.
Would you like to invest more into this roll, or are we leaving it as is?
I could use a fate point to add +2, right?
You
Or
could,
something.
if you could, it would be a 6 to a 6, so a tie. Tie means you gain an advantage, so I guess it would be pretty much the same thing.
But if I leave it like that, I would take damage.
No, if you leave
No,
it, because it's not an attack against you. You are attacking her.
Okay.
If we leave it like that, nothing happens.
Then I think I would still do it.
Okay.
Um,
What are you invoking?
I guess the surface tension again.
Yeah. With your fate point, yeah, sure.
Yeah.
You also have access, of course, to your own aspects, the watery ambush, and the Water Witch's aspects that you have discovered. So, if you spend a fate point, are you using it to reroll or to give yourself +2?
To give myself +2.
Okay. Now you have a 6 to a 6. Tie means you get an advantage. Would you like a charge on surface tension or a different advantage? Your choice.
I'd say a charge on surface tension.
Okay. You get a free invoke on surface tension. All right. You grab the handful of mud and try to shove it into this amorphous blob as you see it, which it looks sillier to Anghel and Muninn, I imagine. But anyway, you don't seem to be doing much other than making it uncomfortable, which is an achievement. It's something. It's pretty much the effect of trying to shove your fist into someone but not punching them almost. So you are unbalancing this water blob, hence the advantage, but not much else.
Noticing it's not doing much, he would kind of like glance at Muninn and be like, am I doing this wrong, or why does this not work?
I mean, Muninn would sort of be like, I mean, it's not. I mean, it's a bit of an unusual way to do it. Last time we just threw the mud at her.
I will try that later.
Okay.
incensed, the water witch, I think, would try to barrel into you, Miroslav, to get back into the water. How do you defend yourself?
I. So she'd try to kind of brush me aside to get past me, or
Yeah, pretty much. She's like shoving into you. Well, the blob is. With the intent to definitely get past you.
I would try to like put my arms in front of me and kind of like push back at it.
Sounds like a forceful defense, the way you're describing it.
Yeah.
Okay, give me a forceful then. A 5 to a 2. She got a 5, you got a 2. That means you would take 3 points of damage.
Can I use the surface tension to
Of course.
reroll it?
Of course, yeah. Are you
Okay.
Okay, that
Oh no.
Well,
That does happen.
Miroslav, no!
that does happen.
Yeah.
Are we leaving it at that, Milo, or quick question, Delia and Show&Tell. I know this is a 1 in a million, but do you guys remember who was it that discovered the magics of old aspect of the Water Witch? I ask because that's the person who decides if they may pass this along to the other people or not.
Oh. Well.
I cannot remember who.
Yeah. There's no way.
Yeah. It could be any one of us as well. Like, because my first thought was like, oh, maybe Muninn because they're scholarly and stuff, but it really could have been any. Yeah, maybe. I don't think it was Muninn though. It really could be any one of us.
It's Ashen. That's
Do we
just
say
how
it's
it is.
Ashen? I'll message Ashen and just ask something.
If it's Ashen, I'm gonna roll dice to see whether I allow you to pass that along or not.
Okay.
Fair is fair, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know who it is. So, I mean,
Sure, I'll roll a d2. 1 is yes, you may use it. 2 is no, you may not. Yeah, you may use it.
yeah.
okay. Would you be alright if I use it to give myself a +2?
Of course. I mean, I don't have any problems with it.
Sure. Go
Okay.
for it. But shouldn't you try to re-roll again?
Yeah, actually, yeah, maybe
It's
maybe
a
reroll would be better.
Sure.
Okay, that's
Oh yeah.
that's good.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. Yeah. With that, she doesn't damage you, and I think she probably isn't able to make her way past you, Miroslav. But by just her sheer force, and this blob is absurdly strong, you realize. I think she probably like knocks you off balance, as she will create the advantage. Unless obviously you want to spend even more fate points, she'll create the advantage erratic combatant to like signify how unpredictable she can be.
Okay.
Okay. Does that show up on the thing? It does. Okay. That will be the Water Witch's turn. It is now Muninn's turn.
Okay. I think Muninn would. I'm just seeing what the best thing for me to do is, to be honest. I think Muninn would. Muninn would like sort of, now that they're near mud, they would sort of tried and true, like sort of like gather as much like mud into their hands as they can, and like quickly like fling like the mud like an ape at the water witch, and be like get it Actually, I was gonna say, again, I don't want Moons to yell anything because I don't want them to attract attention.
I mean, keep in mind you're right next to her anyway.
Yeah, I think, yeah, Muninn would silently, Muninn would just like eyes on the prize, like get the mud, fling it, real quick.
Sure. With that convoluted of a description, I can see either careful, quick, or sneaky as an attack.
Okay. I will go, actually, I don't know.
Milo, what were you going to say?
Miroslav would be nodding and taking note of how Muninn is flinging the mud.
She got a 5 to your 5, Deli. I don't believe you have a stunt that helps you with this, right?
I do have a stunt, but then it's kind of cheeky to use it, to be honest. I do have a stunt that is like, oh, Muninn does something and it breaks through someone else's defenses. Well, it's up to you whether or not...
you ought to have mentioned that before the roll, but anyway.
Yeah.
I mean, do you want to use it now?
No, it's okay. If I should have mentioned it before, then that's fine. I won't use it, obviously.
Okay. 5 to a 5, tie, you get an advantage, Muninn, as you fling mud at her. I imagine you don't hit her, but you, in her efforts to avoid it, she probably is off balance and feeling a bit overwhelmed because you guys are pretty much surrounding her and also preventing her from returning to the water.
Okay. Could I add a point to surface tension? Or
that's Miroslav's advantage, not yours.
Okay. So we can't do it like that. Okay, that's fine. In that case, the advantage of maybe like overwhelmed.
Okay. Sure thing. I think the more proper way to title it would be overwhelming, because it's not supposed to reference the water witch, but anyway, we'll go with it. Yeah, overwhelmed. Anything else on your turn, Muninn?
No.
Okie dokie. Anghel.
Okay. Is Anghel close to mud?
Not at the moment. Not at the moment. You're still on the little hill.
Oh wait, I have movement anyway. I have 3 movement, right?
Yep.
So 1 here.
You would now be close to mud.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Then I guess he does the same thing. Like he just joins the party. I mean, takes up a bunch of mud and throws it as hard as he can.
Yeah, sounds like a forceful attack.
Yeah. Also, does it count? Because we're protecting Hakim, right? Does it count as a +2?
Let me check the wording on your thing.
Is he innocent?
Yeah, because no. It's one of Show&Tell's stunts, not her magic items. Yeah, it would, because you are protective and you are attacking to defend someone in need. Yep, definitely.
Yay! Okay, let's go.
8 to a 4. Okay.
Nice.
As always, Prince Charming steals the show, so to say. How would you take 4? First question. Show&Tell, are we leaving it at that, or would you like to invest even more into this pummeling?
Should I? No, we'll leave it at that, I think.
I think the Water Witch will use 1 charge of Combatant to mitigate it to a 2, I think.
Fine. Let me see. Oh. Can we use like the magics of old as like an advantage?
You have to
Sort
spend
of thing?
fate. You have to spend fate points for it.
Yeah.
But yes.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
I would ask, how is the fact that she is an old magical creature aid you in this particular circumstance?
Oh, I don't know. Wait. Why? How did we figure out that it was mine?
Remember.
From the Clay of a Divine Struggle, basically.
Oh, so I can use that one.
I guess,
Instead.
yeah, since when you discover that, you also discover this weakness.
Okay. Oh, I kind of remember. Maybe Anghel was the one, because he knows Rima's stories or something.
Yeah, I think
I don't remember.
Angel was the one who discovered the From the Clay one. I'm not sure about the Magics one, but yeah.
Oh, the magics, I'm not sure. Okay, anyway, so from the clay thing, I'm going to use that with a fate point.
Yep. So dealing 4 damage to the witch, correct?
Yes.
Okay. She will take 4 as her level 2 stress and her level 2 consequence. Do you have a name for the level 2 consequence you inflict on her?
Muddy.
Makes sense. She is indeed muddy and snarls at you like in a manner that's probably like a little disturbing for what's supposed to be like an attractive woman in your eyes. Miroslav just sees a blob that snarls, which is arguably more bizarre. Anything else on your turn?
No.
Miroslav?
Yeah, by learning from how Muninn and Anghel decided to just fling the mud at her, he would like try to like scoop up mud and like just fling it at her.
Okay. I can see that as either a forceful or maybe a clever, because you mentioned that you're imitating Anghel and Muninn, and that version like goes more on clever. What do you think?
I would say clever, since he was like learning and using the knowledge that he got.
Okay. Let's see.
A 6.
You got a 6. She got a 10.
What the No fair. Oh, God, she got all pluses.
So
Damn.
that would be an advantage on her side, right?
Correct.
You can, by the way, if you want to, I don't know if it's worth it, but you can use the consequence.
Yeah, the muddy, so that she doesn't get another advantage, right?
Yeah. Is it worth it though, do you think?
I also have 3 fate points for context's sake. 1 fate point for
Yeah.
each player in the scene.
Mm-hmm. Or should we just...
I think
I
I
don't know.
would leave it at that.
Okay.
Yeah.
She will gain a charge on erratic combatant, as I think what she does is she sees you readying yourself to fling, and maybe you have like a brief moment's hesitation as you're like thinking, oh, am I doing this right? And as she notices that, she probably makes a lunge for you with the intent to like jump you and unbalance you, not necessarily hurt you, if that makes sense.
Makes sense.
Okay. And on her turn, I think it will probably be predictable to try to press her advantage on Miroslav. So I think she'll turn for Muninn and try to get them by... She is trying to grab you, Muninn, above board with the intent of throwing you in the water. How do you defend yourself? She's supernaturally strong and fast, but you're not too far off either.
Okay. I feel like Muninn would. I feel like Muninn would probably use their stunt, perhaps, so that you don't get damaged. Maybe, if that's fair enough.
Of course. Which one?
So it's called Blinding Light, and it means
I think you mean Divine Intervention.
Yes, you're right.
Yeah.
Sorry. Yeah, you're right.
Okay. So it's a divine intervention on Acacius's behalf, like he intervenes for you. Let me think what specifically he'd do. Probably because Acacius's blessings are always a bit of a double-edged sword. He'd make probably the part of your skin that she's trying to grab incredibly hot to the touch, if that makes sense.
Yeah, and it make her boil. I was thinking some kind of like boiling thing against her would be really cool. But yeah, either way, that works for me.
It would definitely be uncomfortable for you, definitely, but it only lasts like for a couple seconds when she's reaching for you. But she like retracts her hand and is off balance from her failed attempt.
Okay. I think Muninn would like scream as well, like for a second they'd go like like instinctually, as if like, you know, when you as if Muninn had just put their arm in fire for a second. And then they'd sort of like try not to, but like obviously narratively speaking, but they tried not to, but like they would like hold their arm, the one that got hot for a minute, with their other hand.
It still hurts.
Yeah, and they'd be like, they'd try not to show that they're in pain, but they're like, you know, like, yeah, what do you think of that? Like that kind of thing, like on their face.
Oh, can I compel you, Deli? This is dumb, but I think it's worth it.
What's the compel?
I would like to compel your, I think, a Tomb of Knowledge and Scribbles aspect, specifically the knowledge part.
Okay.
You just got burned. Literally, not metaphorically. You know that the best way to treat a burn is to immediately submerge it in water.
I would agree, but I don't know how that would work.
As in, and the compel is, on your next turn, you forego like attacking the water witch or whatever, and you're just, okay, I'm gonna like sink my whole arm in water because owie.
Oh, okay. I thought you were implying that I'd sink my arm into the water witch, like for a minute.
You see her as a person. I'm the only one that sees her as a water blob.
Milo's right. Although she's leaving a trail of water wherever she's going, but I don't know if that's enough.
Yeah, that's fair enough. I would accept this compel.
Okay, here's one of my fate points. And now I guess the question is, because it's particularly relevant, are we playing with attack of opportunity rules? Because Muninn will almost certainly have to provoke one.
I mean, I would probably say yes, but
yeah, I vote yes too.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. Was whose turn? The Water Witch's turn because she attacked Muninn. Okay. Muninn, now it's your turn.
Okay. So for my turn, Muninn would curse the Water Witch and say Muninn would say, "Curse you, Water Witch. We will, we'll make short work of you yet." Almost in a kind of way that is probably to distract from the fact that Muninn's walking away from everyone. So, yeah, like I said, Muninn will move here.
And the Water Witch takes a swipe at your legs. How do you defend yourself?
Okay.
She got an 8.
Oh, shit. So Muninn would probably use... So Muninn has residual, because when you burn yourself, you have residual heat, right?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe the residual heat on Munin's arm, if there is any, Muninn would like use their arm as like a block to defend himself, like, and use the heat as like another deterrent, because there'll still be some left over, maybe.
Okay, I can see a clever or careful defense. Your choice.
Okay, I was hoping you'd say clever. Oh, still not enough.
Do you have anything that helps you? No, you do not. So in terms of stunts, I mean, so that would be 3 points of damage coming your way.
Okay, could I use overwhelmed as a +2, and the reason? Do I have to justify that or not?
No,
I can't remember.
No, I think it makes sense in context. Like sometimes I'll ask you guys to justify why an advantage or whatever might be relevant, but in this case, I think it's pretty obvious. Because the water witch, being surrounded and all that, is feeling a bit overwhelmed.
Okay, cool. So that would only be 1 point now, wouldn't it? Or...
Correct.
Okay. I mean, I could live with that. I mean, I've got a level 1 stress, right?
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, she takes a swipe at you. Not enough to prevent you from moving, but definitely enough to maybe like make you face plant, I imagine, just for a bit.
Yeah, okay. As embarrassing as that is, Muninn would still see that as like yes, that works just a little bit. That's perfect, you know? And I still have my movement and action, right?
Yeah, and the compel was you spend your turn like foregoing your action just to submerge the burnt part of your arm into water.
Okay. So Muninn would move here towards the water.
Yeah.
And assuming Muninn is close enough, Muninn would drop to their knees, and very quickly, dunk their burnt arm into the water, and potentially like let out a sigh of relief. Maybe if it does the job.
You absolute idiot! You hear Cassie saying in your mind, but before you can reply, the water tries to pull you in. And Akesi says that is Akesi briefly says that is not the water witch doing it.
Oh, it's your medal? What?
I think
that's the
so,
implication.
right?
That's the implication.
Yeah.
How do you defend yourself, Dely?
Muninn would exclaim, "Damn it!" And like as soon as they realize, they would like try and swipe their arm like out of the water before anything can happen.
Give me a quick, please.
Okay.
2 points of damage coming your way.
Damn it.
This will happen to anyone trying to get into the water except Miroslav, for a reason he doesn't know.
Because he's not.
For a reason he doesn't know.
Yep.
Yeah.
I also don't know why you think that Blob is a woman.
Yeah.
He is questioning a lot, but also Dely's Muninn's eyes glowed in the dark, so he's like, yeah,
Yeah.
we'll see.
We've got a lot of explaining to do. I guess I'd like to take my level 2 stress, please, by the way.
Sure. Your head's underwater.
Oh shit. Okay. I mean, I guess like Muninn would try to like get their head out of water.
Narratively.
Narratively, yeah. They probably panic for a second, realizing like shit, like I might actually drown if I don't do something.
Angel's turn. Unless there's anything else from you, Dely.
No.
Show&Tell?
Okay. So Angel's like drowning.
Angel?
Anghel.
No,
I mean, Muninn.
Yeah, but like it I don't know how Anghel would see it from his point of view.
Oh.
Like I'm not sure if it seems that Moon is being dragged underwater or if they're like purposefully putting their head underwater. It's kind of, I leave it up to Dely to determine if that makes sense.
Okay. Okay, so I guess Anghel doesn't realize. So I guess he just continues with, with the attack. Why not?
With flinging mud at the water witch?
Yes.
Same like overall descriptor, you're picking up, throwing it as hard as you can?
Yes.
Sounds like a forceful attack to me.
Mm-hmm. Where's my...
You got an 8 because you're protecting Hakim to her 6. Once again, you steal the show. 2 points of damage. Not very comfortable for her to take 2 points of damage, so she will use a charge of erratic combatant to mitigate it.
So I will use Muddy. I hope that's okay with you guys.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anything else or just the 2?
No, just the 2, I guess.
Then she'll take her level 3 stress and not be happy about it.
Ha!
Yeah. Any particular, I guess, body part that you slam the mud into her, just so that I have like a mental image of what's going on, I guess.
Does it go through her, or does it just kind of splat?
It splats into her and almost like melds into her. Like the parts where the mud hits and sticks. Yeah, it's no longer like a human woman flesh, if that makes sense. It's water blob.
Then what happens if it hits her face?
Well, you probably won't be able to like convert her whole face to water, but at least like half of it, let's say.
Maybe like the top, the top kind of forehead part.
Yeah.
Top right.
Yeah, forehead part, etc. is gone. Where you'd expect to see like something more gruesome, it's just blob of muddy water. She's not happy. Snarls at you.
Awesome.
Anything else on your turn?
No.
Miroslav.
Kind of not wanting to let her get to the water or to Muninn, he would like go like in between the two. And would once again take mud, but this time like try to like make sure he hits somewhere where she can't just fling him away, I guess. So kind of calculating where best to throw it on the blob.
Sounds like a careful attack. Let me real brief check. We've had sort of a similar discussion before if this applies, if this can be considered clever or not, basically. Just give me a second to open like the freaking rule book.
Fair.
I immediately skipped the wrong page. Okay, where is it? Approaches. Where are the 18? Page 18. Okay. No, it's not page 18. Fuck. Yeah, just give me.
Are you looking for the quick reference or for
the how the rulebook defines
clever? When you think fast, solve problems, or account for complex variables.
Okay, yeah, I also just found the fucking page. Yeah. Sounds more careful to me, like looking at the official definition of careful. Okay, sorry for the interlude.
No worries. It's a 6.
You got a 6. She got a 5. Okay. Yeah, I think she'll take 1 point of damage, unless you want to invest more into it.
Fine with that.
Okay, she'll take her level 1 stress as you aim for her blind spot, and she, like, reflexively, like, what's the word? Tries to almost punch you, but you're out of range. She just does it as a reflex, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
As for her turn, I know she promised she'd kill Miroslav first, but Anghel has hurt her more. So I think she will move into range of Anghel, sort of slithering on the ground, almost like a weird snake, and try to uppercut you, Anghel. How do you defend yourself?
Uppercut. That means what exactly?
She's punching upwards, basically.
Oh, okay. That Anghel, forces himself away, kind of, from her attack.
How does that work? How does that work?
I don't know.
And also, just because you use the word force does not necessarily mean I'll grant you forceful. Just
okay. No. Maybe he kind of, pushes himself off her arm or something. Does that work?
Yeah, sure.
Before it connects.
Sounds like a clever, I think, defense.
Oh, really? I guess not clever, though. That's a problem.
The way you wanted it, at least.
Yeah, no, Anghel will have to find a different way to do this. So I guess he kind of takes hold of our arm.
Yeah,
before
okay.
He connects.
Sounds like a forceful defense.
Yay. Back in solid ground.
Yeah, 3 to a 7 or 7 to a 3. Yeah, you gain your advantage as you grab hold of her. What's left her of her human-like expression turns to one of fear.
Okay. So, I get an advantage?
Yep.
I don't know. Damn it. I'm trying to think of some.
Upper hand is an advantage.
Upper hand. Right, that's true. I was trying to think something about, whatever. Yeah, upper hand. Let's go with that.
Sure.
Thanks.
I think generally speaking, we spend the most session time when it comes to combat thinking of names for advantages.
I mean, it's hard.
Okie dokie, that was her turn. Muninn, you're being drowned. And you think you see almost the face of an old bearded man in the water, almost trying to physically drown you.
Oh my god. I guess Muninn would try to... It's tough because you get all this time to think about what you do next, and then when it's your turn, you still don't know what to do. So I guess Muninn would try to... I'm just gonna see my what are they even called? Character sheet. I'm just gonna look at my character sheet for a sec.
Sure.
If it's alright with you, I would quickly go.
Sure. No need to worry. Yeah.
Could I seeing the bearded man, could I use blinding light to... Is that more of a manifestation, or is Euromedin actually physically there, do you think?
Both ish.
Sorry?
Both ish.
Oh, both. So if I went to blind him, for example, he would probably let go.
Even if the answer is yes, but even if the answer was usually no, I'm more lenient when it comes to stunts. So yeah, of course.
Okay.
I'm
glad that the answer's yes. Anyway.
That's
sorry, go
on. What's the word? What's the word I'm looking for? you don't have to physically defeat Eurymedon to win the combat, if that makes sense.
No, okay, that's fair enough. I think Muninn would use Blinding Light to blind Eurymedon and hopefully get Eurymedon to let go.
Yeah, it would. Yeah, with it's your stunt. Yeah.
Okay.
A blinding light emerges from the sky, pushing Eurymedon away, and yourself free.
Okay, fantastic. Muninn would ask, like, is that the first time you've had to deal with him, like Eurymedon, to Akesius?
No. Try not to make this happen again.
Muninn would nod and say, like, I was foolish to fall for that. In that case, Muninn would hold their arm, the burnt arm.
At the very least, that feels a little better because you did submerge it.
Yeah. But like, if it's still a little bit in pain, Muninn would hold it for a sec. And I still have like an action and stuff, right?
Yep, and your movement.
Okay. So Muninn would sort of wander back over here.
Mm-hmm.
And as Muninn comes back, they sort of like take in what's going on. And welcome back, by the way.
Welcome back. Muninn got themselves free.
Yeah. Good. So Muninn would like aim, like pick up some mud again, and then like aim like for the water witch. They would probably try and like aim for her like behind her, if that makes sense. Like Muninn standing behind where Muninn thinks she's looking.
Okay. Oh, yeah, sounds like a sneaky attack.
Okay. I didn't use sneaky very often. Oh. Oh.
Well, she got unlucky, but yeah, it's a reminder why you shouldn't, I guess.
Yeah. Could I use something? Hang on, I'm just thinking. Could I use my distrusting and secretive aspect so that I could spend a fate point to +2? So it was a sneaky attack because Muninn is sneaky and secretive.
It's a stretch, but sure.
Okay.
So you're using it to give yourself +2. She'll spend a fate point to bring it back.
Okay, I'm fine with that.
Oh, I should mention she is using the magics of old as an aspect because she's preternaturally aware of other magical entities.
Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, cool. I'm fine with that.
Okay. Your medal won't do anything. Angel's turn.
Okay. So, someone is fine, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm okay.
Doesn't even seem like they were in trouble.
Sure. Awesome. Okay, so I guess we'll just continue the attack. As always, why not?
Well, you have you have her arm gripped. Remember that.
Oh. Okay. Like nothing happened in between to make her okay.
She's trying to get away, but you have a strong grip.
God, I have like this really bad idea. Of like just stuffing mud in her face, but it kind of like is what Miroslav did at the beginning, right?
Kind of. I think Miroslav tried to stuff it into her amorphous body.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It didn't work.
To be fair, different forcefuls.
Fair.
Yeah. So maybe Anghel will kind of take, a page from Miroslav's book or something. And yeah, just
Sure.
have her eat mud
Sure, give me a forceful, please.
with a +2.
Indeed, with a +2. So that's 9 to a 5. She has to take her level 4 consequence. Like,
Nice.
even if I spend a fate point, doesn't change anything. What's the level 4 consequence you inflict on her?
But I don't know. I don't have ideas.
Mm. Face full of mud, I don't know.
Blurred
Yeah.
vision, maybe.
What? What did you say?
Blurred vision. If since her face is getting muddy.
No, she doesn't.
Yeah.
Debatable
Does
if
she
it-
use her eyes?
Debatable.
No.
Debatable.
Mud brain.
Mud brain, sure.
Oh, God.
Sure. She definitely looks like she's on her last legs. One more hit and she will be finished. Might this be Miroslav's hit? Who knows? Anything else on your turn, Show&Tell?
Nope.
Milo?
Since it did kind of work, the last time he tried, he would once again try to get in the mud from where he thinks where it hit last time as well. Just looking for her blind spot, I guess.
Sure.
And since she can't move from taking into account that she's being held by Anghel as well.
I can see careful, clever, or sneaky. Honestly, either works.
I would take clever.
Sure. Let's see what happens.
Oh no.
6 to a 2. Well, 2 to a 6.
Yeah.
She does have mud brain, by the way, that you could use.
Yeah.
Well,
True. I thought you were just making some kind of...
Yeah, I would.
Go ahead.
Could I use the mud brain to reroll?
Of course.
It's not much better.
Doesn't change anything. She still gets an advantage.
Um.
You could also. How many fate points have you got? You got 3.
Yeah, I could use a fate point to maybe invoke the clay of a divine struggle, or go against that one, I guess.
You may. Do you want to?
I'm thinking if I want to take the gamble, or if I want to just make sure she doesn't get an advantage.
Right.
You know what? Fuck it. Let's take the gamble.
Gamba.
Yeah, for it.
Okay. No. Yeah. No. She gets her advantage. I'm sorry.
Fair enough.
I think what happens, because she does get her advantage, because she doesn't see exactly, she perceives, but she doesn't see. What happens is when Miroslav throws the mud, she dodges in a way that it would hit Anghel instead.
Oh.
Yeah, the
Damn.
thing Miroslav didn't take into account, she can move towards Anghel.
Well, Anghel was already kind of next to her because he's holding
Yeah.
her arm, so she just moved her head out the way.
Yeah, but like from Miroslav's perspective, it would be like, I didn't take into account that while she can't move away from Anghel, she can still move towards him.
Yeah. And on her turn, I think she'll try to throw Anghel into the water. How does Anghel defend herself?
Oh, shit.
Okay, she just got an erratic combatant charge.
Yeah, I forgot to mention it, yeah.
How does Anghel defend himself? That's a good question. I think Anghel, she tries to throw into the water. I guess he pulls like against her.
Forceful
I
sounds
guess
like?
we'll see who wins.
You do, apparently. Though with a 7 compared to an 8, you're both extremely strong. Okay,
Okay.
Muninn.
Could Muninn... I think Muninn would do the same as last time. I think maybe Muninn would, or because the Water Witch was trying to mess with Anghel, like Muninn would try and throw mud at her face, not her face, but her not face, you know, to try and distract her.
Sounds like a flashy attack? Because you're trying to distract her?
I suppose you're right. Fuck it, let's do it.
Do I even need to roll? Because even my minimum would be... Anyway, it was almost the minimum, but she does get an advantage.
I can't do anything, I don't think. No, that's fine. I mean, I'm sorry, guys. I can't do anything about that.
Valiant effort.
Thank you.
You try to throw mud at her in an effort to distract her, but I guess with a -2 in flashy, I don't know, you probably just hit Angel's shoe or something.
Why does Anghel always get...
Yeah.
Just your shoe this time. The witch gets another charge of erratic combatant.
He doesn't have that many shoes, you know?
Just the
I'll
one.
pay for your dry cleaning, don't worry.
Angel's turn. Could this be the one time that the witch goes away? Who knows?
Who knows? Anghel is really angry by now that he got hit twice. So he takes that out on the witch. And is he still standing right next to her?
Yeah,
Or-
you guys were grappling because she was trying to throw you.
Right. So maybe he throws her into the mud.
Ooh, nice.
Ah.
Sounds like a forceful or clever attack. Your choice.
That works well.
5 to... Oh, a 7 to a 7.
A 7 to 7. Okay, maybe we'll use... Oh, upper hand.
You use an upper hand. I use a erratic combatant.
Oh shit, he has 2.
You have three fate points.
Right. So I'll use a fate point for upper hand. Oh, whatever. Something.
Okay, yeah, it's permissible, but the next fate point that you would use, you can't spend on the same thing, okay?
In the same,
in the same dice roll.
turn? Oh, yeah, okay.
Okay, you spent a fate point. I spend my last charge of erratic combatant. I mean, she kind of has to, otherwise she's gone. Good news is you have 2 fate points and I have 1, so technically if you can think of what to use, you win.
Yeah, I'll use From the Clay of a Divine Struggle.
Okay. She will use her high concept that you don't know.
What?
Sorry?
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. No problem. And
You have the Water Witch's stuff, your own stuff, and Watery Ambush, and her consequences, of course.
yeah, I can use her consequence with a fate point too.
Yep.
Okay, let's go. My brain.
Yeah. Care to? I know we're short on time, so care to briefly describe how you dispatch the Water Witch, and then we'll end the session.
Anghel, forces her into the mud. I'm assuming she kind of dissolves.
I think so
into
too.
it,
think so too. Yeah.
Yeah.
With
And
an angry snarl that turns, no pun intended, more muddled as she dissolves.
awesome. And yeah.
Yeah.
I guess that's it.
Good thinking, Anghel.
Yeah, he's clever. No, he's not.
Just because I guess we're short on time, I think we ought to leave the aftermath for the start of the next session.
Sure.
Yeah, sounds good.
Okay. Show&Tell, I know you're the shortest on time here, so would you like to briefly share your thoughts, shout yourself out, and then myself, Milo, and Deli will talk a bit more?
Sure. So I'm Show&Tell.
Well, I meant if you have any thoughts about the session first.
I'm sorry. If I have any questions about the session. Yeah, it was cool. It was cool to fight the Water Witch again. And to know, her downfall, sort of, and be able to use it freely. And to be kind of Prince Charming, because I feel like Anghel hasn't had a lot of chances to be that for a while.
I mean, you say that, but just last night you defeated a giant ogre. It's not been that long.
It was last night. Okay, still, it's been like a whole 12 hours. I'm kidding. I don't know how long that was. Yeah. And it's cool to have Miroslav here.
Yeah, I agree with both Milo and Miroslav. I agree.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay. Now, can you please, if there's nothing else, talk about yourself and what you do?
Oh god, that was embarrassing. Okay. So I'm Show&Tell, and I have a YouTube channel, or actually two, where I do reactions to stuff. So you can check it out if you like anime mostly.
Agree. Do check it out. Highly recommend. Thank you very, very much, Show&Tell. As I mentioned, myself, Milo, and Deli will stick around for a little bit longer, but I don't imagine much longer, so I don't think you'll miss much.
Okay. Have fun.
Okay. Thank you for joining us, Show&Tell.
Thank you.
See you later, Show&Tell.
See you. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Good night.
Night.
Good night.
Night.
So, Deli and Milo, your thoughts on today's session?
Milo, I'll let you go first because this is your first session.
It was a lot of fun, and it's also quite fun to play the most non-magical one of the group, I guess. Because he's just okay, yeah, I trust those two guys because they treated Slave well. So they are good people, but also what the fuck is up with them? And what is up with their perception?
Yeah.
So he's like the like normal guy stumbling upon supernatural stuff.
Yeah.
Mm.
Like, definitely. I can imagine it's a bit scary for Miroslav.
It's very, very confusing. Like he finally takes the initiative to like interact with them, and suddenly all those weird things start to happen.
Yeah. Definitely. I will say, I almost forgot that today's session's been really fun. I forgot that until you just mentioned it, that Miroslav has been here this whole time. But at the same time, Milo, I think you've done a fantastic job for your first session. Like it does feel like Miroslav has been sort of in the background this whole time, and now he's like come and said hello, you know. Yeah, it was fun to fight the Water Witch again. And was this the same one as last time, or was it like a different one?
Different one.
Okay.
But it's still fitting that like last time's like super serious boss that nearly killed all of you is now a tutorial challenge.
Yeah, I love that. That's actually a really good point. It shows how far it shows how far like this campaign has come, generally speaking. And I love like reoccurring sort of boss fights and characters and stuff like that. But yeah, no, Milo, I think you've done fantastic. You've definitely. It seems like you've done your homework, which is really good. Like you would like. I mean, I don't know if you agree, Teeironor, but like, you know, when Teeironor asked, "Do you know what this does?" and "Do you know what this mechanic is?" You've turned around and like said, "Oh yeah, I know what that is."
I did watch like the last like 4 episodes or 5 episodes or something.
Yeah.
Basically, I tried to find the point where like the stuff with Acacius happened to Muninn, and from then on, I basically watched. So it was, I kind of had the things in mind how they work since I did see it.
Yeah.
So it was very, very interesting.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
I think you've done it.
Yeah.
Sorry.
It probably also helped with like playing Miroslav in a way that he was there the whole time and kind of witnessed those things, and also kind of like made his opinion about the people that he's traveling with. So
Yeah.
I'm very happy with today's session.
Yeah.
Milo has done a lot of homework, and I hope I made it clear, Milo, that you don't have to do homework. Helps, but you don't have to, if that makes sense.
I tend to try to be.
It's a good thing. It's a good thing that you did. I'm just saying I hope it didn't come across that you had to, if that makes sense.
Oh no, it didn't. But I like to be very prepared.
Yeah, definitely. It came across, at least for me.
Yeah.
Definitely. But yeah, strictly from the point of view of the carriage driver, because a lot of the fancy magical stuff, like even before Milo, you mentioned like 4 or 5 episodes you started watching. Even before that, a lot of the magical stuff didn't happen in like where the carriage driver could see it, if that makes sense. Except for the wedding of ants and the giant dragon, I guess.
Oh, shit.
I mean, the giant dragon, didn't they leave like before the dragon came?
Yeah, but it's the size of the entire village.
Yeah, like he saw it, but also he was kind of focusing
danger.
in the other direction
Yeah.
since he was driving the carriage, so he couldn't like
Yeah.
well look back, I guess.
That makes sense.
You're right. You are correct. Miroslav would have seen the wedding of ants. I don't know if you caught that episode, Milo. It was literally a swarm of ants occupying an entire bridge holding a wedding.
I haven't watched that episode.
No worries. And again, it's not homework.
Yeah.
It's just that's the
Yeah.
like probably the first weird supernatural thing Miroslav would have witnessed.
Yeah, but he probably wouldn't have like interacted with it unless Lady Ophelia would have like told him to. So
She would have
would
not
have
allowed
probably-
you to. She would have not
Yeah.
allowed you to.
yeah, so he probably would have just stayed on the carriage by the horses
Understandable.
and waited.
Yeah.
Understandable.
So
Understandable.
this was the first time that he had to kind of interact with the supernatural.
Sort of directly, yeah. Yeah. There's also some small questions like why was Miroslav so fast, and why would in this encounter that I mentioned, Miroslav would have been immune to Eurymedon's attacks. That's a spoiler. I guess Dely knows, but Dely's not allowed to share.
Yeah, I guessed as much that Deli would like know
Yeah.
be also like know stuff that others don't know about Miroslav if he ever has the intention to figure out, I guess.
I guess they would. Yeah, that's a good point. Like if they turned around and was like, okay, so what's Miroslav's deal?
Technically, yes, but keep in mind that you're being fed information from Acacius, so it's up to Acacius to determine, okay, is this useful for Muninn to know? Yes, no, and then go from that.
Yeah, I suppose so. But yeah, no, yeah, I know I'm probably repeating myself, but well done, Milo. I think you did a really good job for your first session.
Definitely.
And really thanks again for also inviting me, Deli.
It's my pleasure.
I was very happy about that.
Yeah, I'm certainly also glad to have you, and definitely good job so far. I think we'll discuss more about Miroslav's character and like maybe how they would interact with other NPCs and such, maybe in the next session. But are there any thoughts you would like to share, Milo, about Miroslav as a character?
At the moment, not really.
Sure. Sure.
He will, however, ask questions next session to
Yeah,
mostly Muninn.
that's fair enough. That's fair enough.
Since Anghel didn't really do much that was confusing to Miroslav, other than both of them seeing a woman.
Yeah, that was interesting when you mentioned that, and I immediately thought like, oh, like what you said is what my theory was, if that makes sense. And then you said it, like,
Yeah, and that's why the Water Witch said, okay, I'm gonna kill you first, because Water Witches, and like mythical creatures in general, don't like people that subvert their abilities, like just by their nature, if that makes sense.
yeah, that doesn't make sense.
And yeah, trying to think if there's anything else that we ought to mention for now. Don't think so. This session was fairly straightforward, like just combat tutorial, so to say.
Yeah, I think so too. Yeah, I don't know. Good first session back. I think generally,
Agree.
but apart from that, like, I can't think of anything either.
I agree. Okay. Then I think we ought to go into our shoutouts. Do the both of you agree?
Yeah, absolutely.
Milo?
Okay, now my mic is picking up again.
Oh.
Yeah. I'm fine with it.
Okay. Well then, first and foremost, Milo, since you're the newcomer here, would you care to be the first one to tell the people where they may find you, what do you do, etc., etc.? Obviously, they also see the overlay on screen, but better to put it in words, I guess.
I'm Milo. I stream on Twitch, and I mostly stream art and cozy games. And I sometimes post my art. Most of the time I forget, but sometimes I do. And yeah, I also do commissions that are opening probably with start of September again. So yeah.
Awesome. Art
Great.
commissions or?
Yes.
Awesome. Thank you very, very much, Milo. I would recommend their stream. I've tuned in a couple of times, just lurked, not talked. And I think you're a very entertaining and wholesome streamer. So yeah, check that out, please.
Thank you.
I can second that. I agree.
And speaking of, Dely, would you care to tell the people where they may find you and such?
Absolutely. So yeah, hello everyone. I've been Dely, and I'll still be Dely after this. So I am a Mushroom Wizard VTuber on Twitch, which is new information from the last episode. I am in the process of I'm in the process of doing a rebrand, and currently I'm like halfway there. Most of the stuff is made. I just need to finish making a model, and then I'm going to do a debut, and then I would have officially been born. So you guys are all invited to the birthing, I guess. Whenever that happens, you'll be able to find updates in my Discord server and on Twitter. But yeah, I stream variety on Twitch, and I think that's everything, more or less.
Why'd you have to describe it in that manner? But but sure. Otherwise, yeah, I 100% agree. Yeah, thank you very, very much, Dely. Do check them out. Yeah. Then before I go into my stuff, once again, do check out Ashen, who drew the portrait of Lady Ophelia that I showcased earlier. She has an Instagram. I think she's busier than she normally is at the moment, but she also takes commissions, art commissions, I believe, and arts and crafts in general. So do check her out. And otherwise, I, dear viewers, was your dungeon master and game master, Teeironor. I do this series, which is a lot of fun, as you all can see. And I also do a different series that's on a hiatus at the moment for various IRL reasons, set, unfortunately, in the Warcraft universe. But it's also a fun time, although with a different group of lovely people that I would also recommend if you want. Other than that, as usual, thank you, dear viewers, for watching and listening to us. Should be back next week, unless something happens. I'll let you all know if it does. But yeah, we'll see you when we'll see you. Goodbye, everyone.
Goodbye.
Bye bye.